guys, this is Helena from Glass Factory. I'm here with Luke Gruntz and Ian Fraser of Cleopatrick. Hey guys,
Yo,
how are you guys
Hello.
doing?
I'm doing
Doing well.
well.
Good. That's good to hear. Can you tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Um, well, I'm Luke. I play guitar and I sing in Cleopatrick. And I was gonna say like an interesting fact. I don't know. I couldn't think of one on the spot.
That's okay.
And I'm Ian. I drum and I drum in Cleopatrick, and my favorite color is red.
Nice.
Cool. So I guess just to get started, one of the first things that I noticed about you guys is just like that evident passion in video games and stuff like that. I popped up on your website and I saw the computer screen and it just threw me back to early 2000s, late 90s. So yeah. So could you tell us a little bit about the video game that you guys created with the Family Van single?
Yeah. Um, it's called Family Van, the video game, and in it you take control of Ian's van, Vanna Montana, which is a real life van, a tour vehicle for us. And It's your job to get us from Coburg to Toronto. It's about an hour and a half drive. Uh, in one piece to get to our show on time. You got to pick up our friends Sanjay and Jake along the way, and yeah, it was like a random idea that was brought to us from some of the awesome people we have on our team working with us for this release. They were like, "What if we made a video game?" And we were like, "Didn't like, is that even an option?" And they were like, "It sort of is." And we were like, "Okay, let's try and do it then." And so this is what kind of popped out the other end. I think it's a fun little piece of us for people to interact with in a time where we couldn't just go play shows around these songs we were releasing. So tried to give people some sort of an experience around the music other than just pressing play on the internet.
Yeah, it was super unique. I played a little bit myself. It was really fun. Definitely reminded me of some of the video games that I played as a kid. What's your favorite video game right now? Do you guys play much video games now?
We've been a little bit like actually we I think we both stopped for like a long time, but with the pandemic there was a lot of spare time on our hands, so we it was kind of like yeah, we well, I don't know what I was gonna say, but we started to play a bit more recently. We've been playing a lot of Fall Guys. You ever heard of that
Hmm.
one with our
Yeah.
friend Sanjay, and Rocket League,
Hmm.
and a little bit of Call of Duty too. But like I feel like Luke and I both like are very like it's so like much more. I don't know. I have such a hard time with it.
Which Call
Yeah,
of
Not
we're
Duty
when
just
do you guys
stressed
play?
out when we play that one.
yeah, it's not like anyway. I feel like I used to be good at that game, but like really, really not anymore,
Which
which is
game is
fine.
it? Sorry, I interrupted you.
Oh, Call of Duty,
Oh,
which
Call of
like yeah,
Duty.
whatever.
Yeah, which game which would you say is your favorite? Which Call of Duty game?
Oh,
Tough
probably Black
question.
Ops. Black
Yeah,
Ops was like that was like when I remember being good at the game.
Yeah, same. Same.
that's when
I
we went
love the
in.
zombies aspect of it in two. So,
Yeah, zombies is sick.
yeah, that's probably my favorite. Especially whenever they had it on the phones too, on the iPod touches and stuff.
Yeah, we did a bit of that actually while we were recording.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
yeah, at our friend's place, we were all playing COD Mobile like in the evenings as a way to like cool down after a day of tracking.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I love that game. Yeah, I don't have it anymore, which is kind of a bummer. So, yeah, I've missed it.
Yeah.
So, I guess like, what was your favorite part? What about growing up together that inspired your music?
Mm.
I think Ian and I for a long time were like the two people in our town that like got each other. Like Ian was the guy that got me out of everyone we met in this town, and I think I was the guy that got Ian. Um, and so there was like kind of like this lonely but like together aspect to our friendship for a long time. That I mean, as we started to play more music, we made a lot more like-minded friends, and we realized like, oh my god, there's people like friggin' us out there in the world. How dope is this? Um, and that kind of like excitement, that kind of like value of friendship and of I don't know, comfort with other people.
Mm.
Uh, that's definitely like permeated through our music. It's like a big part of it now is camaraderie.
That's cool. That's really cool to hear. It just made me think of my next question, which I honestly think you guys are part of spearheading the rock revival movement. So, like, just hearing your guys' sound has been really cool to, like, I get really excited hearing about that and, like, hearing more music like yours come out. And I was just wondering what you guys thought of, like, that lull in rock music in, like, 2013 era. Like, how did that, I guess my question is, like, how did that impact your guys' inspiration and your craft and creating that collective of musicians?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I guess you can look at it like it directly impacted and also, well, no, I guess it did fairly directly. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Luke and I both haven't really listened to rock music like we did when we were kids for a very long time.
Mm.
Like in 2013, I'm sure I was listening to the new Drake album and whatever cool pop songs I thought existed at that time. And I don't know. I think just like that time away from it maybe gave us more perspective on music and kind of allowed us when we were, being in bands in high school and kind of coming out of high school into this band. It kind of it made us strive not really to like there's never really been a goal to like save rock and roll. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's not really like, I don't know, that's not really a mission statement, but like I think the idea of playing these instruments, guitars and drums, in a way that feels new and fresh is what really um, intrigues us, and that's kind of been more the goal rather than you know preserving whatever people define as rock music. But it's like
Right.
it's cool that anybody can kind of look at it the way they want to, and I think it's just important to us to kind of show young people who maybe are hesitant about wanting to play guitar or drums that it can be kind of um, it can be new as far as we're concerned. I think what we're doing feels new, and yeah, I think that's more where it how those years of lacking of guitar music kind of affected us.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, I know that's a different question. I've just been wondering, like, because, yeah, like I said, their rock never really died. It just kind of paused for a little bit. So, or it went on pause. And then now all of a sudden everybody's, like, writing different versions of music and bringing out new things. And I think you guys have a really fresh sound. And
Thank you.
yeah, it's really exciting.
Thank you very much. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you.
Yeah. Do you guys have a distinct moment when you decided to pursue music as a career?
Um, it wasn't a distinct moment, like in the movies, but it was like, yeah, it was far more subconscious than, um, yeah, than it, I guess, could have been or is for some people. Like for us, it was just like high school was ending in a small town. All your friends are leaving, going to, this university and that college, and just kind of splintering off to all the major hubs around there. And that was not exciting to Ian and I. It was scary
Mm.
because we just knew that we wanted to do music. We felt pretty scared to like say that or really go for it.
Yeah.
Um, but the idea of just going to school because everyone else was uh, never appealed to us. Um, so it was kind of like it just happened. We took a year off after high school and we started this band, and we were having so much fun. And it never crossed our minds to do anything else. Like this was just it.
Yeah.
We were just making music, playing shows like every week. No one was coming, but we were making some friends and making a little bit of money for some Big Macs or something. And it was awesome. It was like bliss. Um, so yeah, there wasn't like an exact moment where we were just like, we're going for this. It
Mm.
was more so we just kind of fell into it, and just because it felt right. Um, yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. That's really inspirational, actually. Just it shows that music is just in your blood. So really cool. What has the pandemic and this part of your journey taught you guys as a band, as a two-piece?
I don't know. I feel like I don't know if it's necessarily taught us much. Like, I don't know. I think it's really enforced a lot of things that at least I personally have believed. I think I can speak for both of us. You know, like there's always been the practice, the reoccurring practice of patience and kind of not, well, I guess not rushing into things in general with this band. And you know that was another big example. Like we were ready to record, like we were ready to go into the studio right when the pandemic broke out, and it really like derailed things at first. But then there was kind of a moment where, I guess not even a moment, but it just sort of ended up becoming more beneficial. And I don't know. There's that mixed with a lot of perspective. I think mostly we've just realized how uncertain and, you know, fragile this life is, especially doing something as cool as we get to do. And yeah, I think we were both already grateful people, but I think it's just enforced different things that we've believed in times 10, like to be patient and to be grateful for where we're at in current moments.
Cool. How do you think your music has grown or changed over the course of the last year and a few months?
I think I mean, funny enough, in the last year and a few months we made our first album,
Right.
so there's been a pretty definitive shift. Like, I think these songs are the best songs we've ever wrote. They're the most unique, sonically and lyrically, and just, I don't know, like the energy of them. And I think that I guess it kind of feeds into what Ian was saying. Like, it's all the same things that we've been kind of putting into practice. We've been aware of in our like flow and the way we make music, but making this album solidified like our trust in ourselves, like understanding that we work the best when we do things ourselves, and kind of keep both hands on the wheel. And on like a greater level, I think that we now feel confident moving forward to whatever we make next. Like, this album is a nice cornerstone in the foundation of what will be hopefully a long career for this band. And yeah, it's solid and it's there, and it feels like it's something to stand on.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I guess we just feel good about our music.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great place to be in, especially with how with it just coming out too. But yeah, I have a couple of questions about that album. So what are some concrete themes that that came up in your debut album when you were writing, when you were just playing the instrumentals? Do you have any like big themes that you just wanted in that album when writing?
Yeah, sonically, we wanted like no filler. All the songs are like really, I mean, short as far as like a radio single is concerned, and it's by design. They're to the point. There's no like fluff on anything. Like, as soon as the lyrics ran out, the songs just cut. There's no like nothing's forced, which was a big like theme for us. Like, we wanted this record to be short and to be concise, and we wanted it to be good enough that like it doesn't overwhelm people on like a first listen, because it's very intense music. So we wanted to make sure it's not like like an hour long project of us just screaming and smashing our instruments, like because that's self-indulgent, and that's, I think, part of what has brought this genre down a little bit. It's a little bit too much self-indulgence.
Hmm.
And then kind of on the same note as that is we wanted to make sure these songs were honest and about real things that we've experienced, and like just no lies, no made up stories, none of that cliche like one liner, leather jacket, rock chorus with the hooks, the fucking name of the song and all that. Like we really wanted to uh take the stuff that influences us, which is like singers, songwriters, and you know, great arrangers and hip hop and lyrics and all these things, and just filter it through our talents, which happen to be guitar and drums. Um, and yeah, those, I think those were the main themes, was to keep it real and to make something for us rather than um, for like the masses, or something that would be like as accessible as possible.
Right.
We made this record for ourselves and for a handful of kids that we've met at our shows,
Hmm.
that have like, I don't know, resonated with us in a way that it's like we know you get it, and we get you, and like we're gonna make this album for us.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Who would you say inspired you musically in this album? Other than the collective, I mean, like musician-wise, you said that you meant there was hip hop influences and, of course, rock influences.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a long list, and we're always bad at pulling names up. Um, I can say for sure, this hardcore band from New York called Show Me the Body.
Hmm.
Um, their record Dog Whistle came out at kind of a pivotal point for this band. Like on tour, we were just starting to plan out when we would record our debut album, and this record Dog Whistle comes out and just blows our minds with how short and intense and honest it was. Um, yeah, it was a huge inspiration to us and to our producer, Jig Dubé. Um, we both like freaked out over that record. Um, what else? You got any?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. That's a great one though. That's like maybe the best answer for that. Maybe Dinosaur Bones. There's this band that doesn't really exist anymore called Dinosaur Bones, and I think we were both listening to a lot of them. That's just an example of just really great songs, really great guitar music, and I found that personally inspiring. I don't know if there's any real direct influence, but just the overall idea of their two records that they had put out were super inspiring around that time for me.
Cool. Yeah, cool. I actually haven't heard of either of them, so I'm gonna definitely check that out.
You should check them out.
Yeah, yeah, you guys are definitely inspiring me to check them out because I want to see where you pulled all that from.
They're pretty opposite ends of the spectrum, but they're
Totally,
Right.
cool. They kind of blend in some ways.
Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely check them out. So, I guess throughout the album, what really stood out to me was just the blending between those concrete images that you use in your lyrics, and then just that blur of melancholy and sadness and all sorts of different emotions, and you like blend that abstract with those concrete images so well. But like, yeah, that's a comment, I guess. But how did you hope your audience would interpret each of those concepts and those ideas in the album as they digest it?
Yeah, I think I don't think a lot of people listen to the words in rock music anymore, which is cool. Um, but I think that something that excites Ian and I is like treating these songs like a Trojan horse for a greater message. Um, because while we do have like a really strong core audience of people that we love and people that really get what this band's about, rock music, and especially loud, like intense rock music like this, also attracts like the kind of person that Ian and I aren't, like the macho dudes. And I don't know, like everyone knows what I'm talking about. I don't have to describe the entire archetype, but that it's cool to me to be able to endow this music with some thoughtfulness and some meaning and like some real emotion that's like I don't know, it's vulnerable, and it's almost hard to sing these things on stage. But I know that for the real ones in the audience, they're feeling it, and that's what they're there for, is to hear these things.
Mm-hmm.
And for the idiots that might come to the show, sorry, not actually, maybe I shouldn't even call them idiots, but for those people that come to the show that are just there because they want to get fucked up or whatever, um, they're singing along and they don't even realize what they're singing is pretty much about them, or about maybe something that's inside them that they're not really down to talk about, but through music, it's like giving them a way to subconsciously think about it or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just cool to us, I guess, is really the overarching theme, is that um it's cool to be able to write guitar music that sounds fun, sounds kind of like party music, but on a deeper level there's um some real meaning behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it feels good for us to play that kind of music too. Like, we never have seen ourselves as like the party band,
Mm-hmm.
um and this is kind of our way of like holding on to that and our inspirations.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. So in your Spotify bio, I saw the three words, the new rock or new rock mafia. So is that kind of your genre or your collective, that like the name for your collective that you wanted
Yeah,
to create? Could you tell me a little bit
that's
more about that?
yeah, it's kind of this it's a term that has been thrown around by our audience and by us, and um it's turned into this collective of like three core bands. It's us, our friends in Ready the Prince, and our friends in Zig Mentality. um and the three of us have these same views that Ian and I are expressing about honesty in guitar music, being thoughtful in your production, um and being like good people, and having like an audience where everyone feels comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
um and yeah, like the idea of New Rock Mafia as a collective is supposed to um kind of develop that among any other bands that are coming up, and audience members that are like into this kind of respectful and thoughtful thing, um and also defend it, by kind of isolating, not fully isolating, but like kind of drawing the line in the sand between like um what our version of young like new rock music is, and what is some of like the major label like industry standard cookie cutter people just walking into a studio and performing a song that someone wrote for them, pretending that they actually care about what they're saying, type thing.
Mm-hmm.
um it's just kind of pointing out the difference, and um it's not about like naming names or starting beef or any of that,
Mm-hmm.
but it is about like giving our audience a way to define themselves and to find like-minded people that they can feel comfortable around.
Yeah, and that's really cool, especially with music, because people really connect through music, especially. I mean, as you guys obviously know. So, yeah, I find that really inspirational that you guys use that as your core message to just connect with people, and that's really unique and really special. And I bet you guys are really great live. I'm actually going to be at Aftershock, so
Oh,
I'll see you
nice.
guys there.
Oh yeah, I'll see you
Looking
there.
forward to it.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And my next question, I guess, is, yeah, well, yeah, you're going on tour in the fall. So, what are you guys looking most forward to in that?
All of it. Like honestly, like it's hard to talk about. I personally have a hard time talking about touring
Mm.
because it became in such a quick amount of time such an important um almost centerpiece to our lives. Um just the thought of Luke and our tour manager Jake and myself just being in my van driving to whatever city in the middle of wherever, it's just that's like we've had some of the most real life experiences on the road,
Mm.
and obviously to have that taken away with the pandemic was like pretty heartbreaking. And we had it lucky, but we got pretty lucky because we didn't get we weren't in the middle of a tour or anything. But sorry, I'm getting kind of off track.
No,
But it's I don't know. It's I think just touring in general, we're just so beyond excited to get back on the road. And on top of that, like all these songs were really meant for the live set. Like there was so much thought put into so many moments intertwined within the track list of the album. It's almost like the ultimate set list in our minds. And yeah, I guess maybe just to play these new songs live, maybe that's like the ultimate exciting thing now that I've got there. Thank you for making me realize that. Amazing.
No, it's good. I don't know. It's kind of a hard question for me to ask because, like, what do I miss most about going on concerts? I miss everything, of course.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just kind of a fun thing to think about though, because there's so many different things that you didn't think that you'd miss. So, yeah, like I didn't think that I'd be taking advantage of, going to live shows and stuff. Like that seemed like such a normal thing. And now it's gone, and then I want it back so bad. So, yeah. But yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing those songs performed live. They are definitely meant to be performed live. They sound like a lot of fun.
Yeah. They will
So
be,
it is written.
Yeah.
It will happen as such.
So prophetic. I love it. Yeah. That's great. That's really good.
Cool. Well, congrats on your new album, guys. And do you guys have any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
I don't think so. I think I'd just like to say to everyone that's checked out the record, thank you very much. Hope you liked it. If you didn't, it's cool. And if you haven't checked it out, check it out. If you like it, that's great. If you don't, it's cool.
Just to enforce that, if you like the record, that's great. But if you don't, that's cool too. Bummer out now.
Cool. Well, again, it was nice to meet you. And I'll see you guys at Aftershock.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
Have a good one, guys.
Nice to
Thank
meet you
you.
as well. Thank you very much.